How's it going, guys? It's Brad. So yeah, it's the Monday Night Raw review from last night, so let's get started with it. So Raw starts off with Raw General Manager Kurt Angle coming out to the ring. Kurt Angle, of course, talking about how WWE is the biggest entertainment business and how they never keep going. They never keep stopping. So yeah, and then announces that they keep doing that in 6 weeks for Money in the Bank, where there will be 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches. One for the men's, one for the women's. For the Money in the Bank briefcase. I'll tell you right now, I looked at the briefcases because they had the men's one in there. The men's one looked ugly as hell. Like, the green briefcase and the yellow lettering, that just doesn't work. It just doesn't, it's a color combination. It's like, what the fuck is that? Like, I like it better when it's a gold briefcase with green lettering. Like, that looks better. But, like, that doesn't work. It's just so goddamn ugly. God damn. So yeah, then Braun Strowman announces, Kurt Angle announces that there will be 2 triple threat qualifying matches during the night. There will be a women's one, and it will be contested between Sasha Banks, Ruby Riott, and Ember Moon. The men's one will consist of boring fuckface Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, and Finn Balor. They would also have more throughout the coming weeks. That would bring Braun Strowman out. Braun Strowman would come out. Braun saying he's been on a roll as of late, of course, winning the tag titles with a 10-year-old at WrestleMania, winning the greatest Royal Rumble match in Saudi Arabia, and being victorious with Bobby Lashley against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at Backlash. And Braun says he wants an opportunity to get his way to the Money in the Bank ladder match. That would bring out Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, of course, crying and whining like a little bitch, being a little crybaby. And Kevin Owens, of course, saying how he was not the legal man in the tag match at Backlash, saying that Sami and Kevin should be victorious and not Braun, and that Kevin wants opportunities and be treated equally. So he's expecting it to be handed to him. And saying that Kurt needs this job and that Stephanie McMahon is watching. It's like, fuck off. What kind of authority do you have for that, Kevin? So then Kurt Angle says that everyone is earning their way in. No one's being handed anything. And Kurt Angle says that Kevin Owens will have a one-on-one qualifying match against Braun Strowman. And it will be immediately. So an impromptu one-on-one qualifying match. So to the match itself, back and forth in the end, after Braun Strowman hit 3 Mack truck body checks and a splash in the corner, Braun would hit the running power slam on Kevin Owens and get the 3 count for the win. So Braun Strowman is in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, I'll explain the rules for how a Money in the Bank ladder match works. So for the match itself, it's an 8-man ladder match. It works like a normal ladder match. The only way to win is to climb up the ladder and unhook the briefcase. Now, inside that briefcase contains a one-on-one champion match for either the WWE or the Universal title, depends on which brand you are on, for up to a year, anytime, anywhere. Now, I'll explain some stats here, because this can really make your career. Because with the men's, it has been cashed in 18 times. In those 18 times, 15 times did we have crowned a new champion. With the women's, it's only been cashed in once. And of course, that only time we had a new champion crowned. That was with Carmella a few weeks ago. Actually, a month ago, almost. It was like the SmackDown after Mania. You know what I mean. So yeah, around a month ago. So yeah, pretty much, winning the briefcase virtually means you're becoming champion. Unless John Cena pulls politics on you, of course. So yeah, continuing on. Next up, we get a 6-man tag match. We get No Way Jose and Titus Worldwide against Baron Corbin and Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, the Revival. Really boring-ass match in the end. Baron Corbin would hit the end of days on No Way Jose and get the 3 count for the win. So I think that's actually No Way Jose's first loss since getting called up to the main roster. Well, that didn't take long. He's becoming a jobber. He honestly saw that one coming. So yeah, next up we get the women's triple threat qualifying match. We get Sasha Banks versus Ember Moon versus Ruby Riott. with the Riot Squad at ringside. They showed the women's briefcase. It looks bad, too. The women's briefcase, it's white with gold lettering. It's like, oh, I don't like the gold lettering. Like last year's, it was white with green lettering. I like that one better. Like, why are we changing shit? This just proves with Vince McMahon, if it ain't broke, then bash the shit out of it with a hammer and demolish the remains. So yeah, to the match itself, back and forth. Match ending when the Riot Squad was getting involved in attacking Sasha Banks. Bayley would come out to assist. Sasha against the Riot Squad. Then when Sasha got back in the ring with Ruby Riott, Ember Moon would hit a double eclipse on the Ruby and Sasha, and then Ember gets the 3 count for the win. So Ember Moon will be in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, backstage, we got Jinder Mahal in Kurt Angle's office. Jinder demanding he be put in the Money in the Bank ladder match. But then Kurt tells Jinder that Jinder has to earn his way in, and he is again handed it. So then he tells Jinder he'll have a one-on-one match with Chad Gable. And if Jinder can impress Kurt Angle, he might consider putting him in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So yeah, next up we get an exclusive interview with Renee Young and Bobby Lashley. Of course, Bobby Lashley in the interview talks about his sisters, his family life, how his father was a drill sergeant, his high school and collegiate background wrestling, where he was pretty much a stud, to where he had a shot at the Olympics and then got an unfortunate injury. His first stint in WWE, where he was being wasted. Then his stint in MMA, where he went 15-2. Actually, I think that's better than what Brock Lesnar did in the Octagon. But I believe none of them were really UFC matches. They were more like Bellator MMA. So, yeah. And, of course, Bobby Lashley talks about one of the scars. He got a permanent scar he got from one of his sisters after a prank he did with her went wrong. And, yeah, Bobby Lashley making promises that he plans to be successful again. So, yeah, of course, then next up we get the one-on-one match. Jobber Mahal versus Chad Gable. Boring-ass match in the end. Jobber Mahal would hit a big boot on Chad Gable, follow it up with that shitty-ass Colossus to get the 3 count for winning. It's actually Jinder Mahal's first win on Raw since the shakeup. So, yeah. And, of course, when Jobber Mahal went back to Kurt Angle's office to be demanded to be put in the match, Kurt Angle said no. He did not impress enough. Yes, Jinder, you did not do good enough. Go back to the Jobber division now. You don't belong in Money in the Bank. So, yeah, next up, we get a one-on-one match. Seth Rollins comes out, the Intercontinental Champion, announces his Intercontinental title Open Challenge. It would be accepted by Mojo Rawley. I actually didn't think Mojo got moved over to Raw from the shakeup. Thought he was still on SmackDown, but hey. So yeah, boring match in the end. Seth Rollins hits middle finger defense curb stomp on Rawley and gets the 3 count for the win. No surprise. Next up, we get a one-on-one match. We get Elias Samson versus Bobby Roode. Back and forth match in the end. Bobby Roode hits the glorious DDT on Elias Samson and gets the 3 count for the win. Next up, tag team match. We get the Raw Tag Team Champions Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt against Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Really, it was a back and forth match. In the end, Bray Wyatt would hit Sister Abigail, and Matt Hardy would hit Twist of Fate on Dallas, and they get the 3 count for the win. We'd also get another tag match. We get Heath Slater and Rhino against Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. Boring match in the end. Drew McIntyre would hit the Claymore kick on Heath Slater, followed by the zigzag on from Dolph Ziggler to get the 3 count for the win. Next up, we get to our main event, the triple threat match, to qualifying match for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn. Finn comes out, gets a massive pop. Sami comes out, gets a good moderate pop. Roman comes out, he gets booed out of fucking building, to no one's surprise. So yeah, Vince, you still can't get Roman over with the crowd. So to the match itself, boring match, back and forth. Match ending when Roman Reigns about to hit the spear. Jobber Mahal would come out and interfere, costing Roman the match, because the interference would cause Sami Zayn to hit the Wahooba kick on Roman. And then Finn Balor will hit the coup de grace on... He would hit the coup de grace on Roman Reigns, and Finn gets the 3 count for the win on Roman. So yeah, how about that? So Finn Balor's in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Maybe now Finn can get his one-on-one rematch. And that's how we end Raw. You know what? For this rating, since Roman Reigns lost in a main event time slot on Raw to a fan favorite, guess what? I think this is the first time ever on this channel I've done this. Raw's getting an automatic 10 out of 10. Because Roman loses in the main event time slot of Raw. Fuck Roman Reigns. Thank God he's not in men's Money in the Bank. Roman can now learn and go to the back of the fucking line. He's had his opportunities, he's failed. He is a failure. He can now work his way back up the totem pole, bitch. But yeah, that's what I gotta say. Hope everyone's a great day, and yeah, peace out.